The finals is now my most anticipated game of 2023. This past 2 weeks during the open beta have really been the most fun I've ever had in a long time in an online FPS game. It was so fun that I was able to forget many of the issues that I experienced during my playtime in the open beta. And now I want to tell you why you should be excited for this game too. Hey guys, Kerakbab here, and here's my review for the open beta. If you want to see more videos for the finals, subscribe to the channel. Man, I'm still shocked with the amount of people that played the open beta. Like many people, I wasn't even aware of the finals until the last trailer that I saw on IGN. And I'm so glad that I decided to give the game a shot. With the game being in open beta, it feels like every day we receive either an update or some sort of communication from the development team, which makes me even more excited for the game. Even though the game was extremely fun for me this past 2 weeks, during the first week I saw huge issues that concerned me about the game. The first 2 days felt very smooth and fun, but things quickly went south on the third day of the open beta. One of the issues in particular was cheating. In my personal experience, it was as if almost in every other match I would see at least one person cheating. And honestly, I really didn't think that we would see the light on the other end of the tunnel. Another major issue that I experienced was related with matchmaking. Even after I selected the North American region, I was seeing a lot of Asian folks in the North American lobbies, which brought with it a lot of issues. In these lobbies is where I saw the most amount of cheating I've ever seen on a video game ever. And the other issue I experienced was a lot of rubber banding in these lobbies. It was so hard hitting my shots that I was surprised that the other players could kill me so easily. Unfortunately, I deleted all the footage I captured from the first week. Otherwise, you would have seen it on the screen. But this was only for the first week of the open beta. On November 1st, Embark released a patch that fixed these issues and many more. After the patch, things felt very different. As if I was finally playing the game I liked again. Things started feeling much more stable and felt as if a massive banhammer had hit the cheating community. And I felt very relieved, honestly. There are a lot of things that I like about the finals, but there's also some things that I do not like. Let me tell you what I haven't liked so far. This might be personal issues, but you might share my thoughts on this. The first thing I don't like is the game mode variety. We have Quick Cash, Banquet, and Ranked Tournament. Quick Cash and Banquet are very fun game modes, but I think that there are opportunities here. The first opportunity is to combine these two and any other objective game mode into a single playlist. This will help the game on not fracturing its player base. With the objective playlist, I think there has to be a deathmatch playlist. It's probably not a must-have, but the deathmatch playlist could be for warming up before going into Ranked. I think it would really be nice in the game. And lastly, I think we can survive without the Unranked Tournament playlist. I didn't even play it during the open beta, but that's just a personal opinion. And the other thing I didn't like about the open beta was the map variety. It scares me to think that on release we'll only have the 3 maps. I know it's an open beta, but let me remind you that in Halo Infinite we had 6 maps only in the beta. And when the final release launched, it felt as if we were still in open beta. No new maps, no new game modes, just 343 Studios saying the game was now good, with no new additions to the game. So please Embark, if you see this video, even if the game feels ready for release, we need more maps in rotation before launching the game. In the long run, it'll help with player retention. Otherwise, it'll feel like Halo Infinite all over again. These are obviously two completely different games. I'm just making a comparison on the transition from open beta to final release. And I think that with 6 or more maps, we will be more than perfectly fine on the final release of the finals. Those are my major concerns with the finals. Now let me tell you what I loved about the game. First, the contestants. At first glance, we only have 3 options, light, medium and heavy. And you might think that those are very limited options, but let me tell you, you're wrong. If you ever played Team Fortress 2, you'd remember that we have 9 characters. We had the Pyro, the Engineer, Spy, Heavy, Sniper, Scout, Soldier, Demoman, and Medic. You can pretty much play as any of these characters here in the finals. If you wanted to play as Pyro, grab a Heavy and select the Flamethrower. If you want to play as Spy, grab a Light and use a Cloaking Device specialization and use a Dagger. Or maybe you want to play as the Engineer. Then grab a Medium, select the Guardian Turret specialization, and use a Model 1887 shotgun. We can basically make every single Team Fortress 2 character here, but with many more options. You could do a Medium with Guardian Turret, but if you want to support your team at least a little bit, you can grab the Defibs and the Sonar Grenade to defend the cash outs. Or if you want to be a complete brute, you could choose a Heavy with Charge and Slam, the Grenade Launcher, with the RPG, Frag Grenades, and Pyro. The combinations really are endless here, and having 3 builds means that adding content in the game will be much more impactful compared to having 9 or 10 characters. For example, if Embark added a new rocket launcher for the medium build, it would create a lot more possibilities for the medium class, and it will give the class the ability to destroy the environment, which medium really doesn't have right now at the moment compared to light or heavy. Speaking about destruction, let's talk about it. In short, I love the destruction in the game. It makes every single fight completely different to the one you had before in that same place. You can plan on how you're going to attack a cash out and maybe surprise the enemy team by blowing up the floor under them and make them freak out. Cash outs in small buildings usually end up with the building half destroyed, which makes me laugh now that I think about it. How the building started and how they ended after all the chaos. There is also a lot of potential in team composition. The meta for the open beta was 2 mediums and 1 heavy. But if Embark balanced out things a little bit more, we can see a lot of variety in team compositions. But at the moment, medium is such a strong class that I think at least one is a must-have in every single composition. With that being said, I think all 3 classes are very well balanced in the game. Light feels like a glass cannon, medium the all-rounder, and heavy the tank. Now let's talk about the audio. Audio is overall a win in the game. I love the music in the main menu. Actually, you've been listening to it the whole time in this video. Gets you hyped for your next game, and I would be lying if I said I didn't throw a little dance here and there before starting my matches. And overall the in-game audio is pretty good too. Guns sound pretty good, and I like the footstep audio. There is a little bit of controversy with the announcer because it's an AI, but honestly I don't mind it. I get where everybody's coming from, but it's not a AAA game, and I think that if they can save a little bit of money in the voice actor department, then they can invest the money somewhere else. And now let's go with the map design. I think the maps are very cool, very original, well balanced, fun to traverse, completely destructible, and I just love everything about the maps. And the graphics, oof, I love the visuals in the game. I have a 3090 and I crank everything to the max, and everything looks clean as hell. I've seen that on previous betas the game had poor performance, but overall the general consensus is that the game performs way better than before. And I completely agree, the game runs very well. No issues in this area. The final is turning out to be a great game, and the pros definitely outweigh the cons. And if you didn't play the open beta, I highly recommend that you try this game on the final release. I can't wait for the final release, honestly. And you can be more than sure that on the final release I will be covering this game extensively. And that's all for this video, guys. If it was entertaining or useful, please leave a like, it really helps out. And if you want to see more videos for the finals, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Later.